by a notice sent to the Star Ledger, local source, and posted in the main lobby of the municipal building and on the township website. Please stand for the Pledge of Allegiance, and we will be led in the Pledge of Allegiance by members of the Springfield American Legion, Post 228, David Penna, Bill Sinkowitz, and Sanford Drugs. Thank you, gentlemen.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Please remain standing for a moment of silence for our troops here and abroad and in honor of the victims of 9/11. Thank you. Thank you, gentlemen. Roll call.
Mayor Du Bois.
Here.
Deputy Mayor Capides.
Here.
Committeeman Huber.
Here.
Committeeman Kaiser.
Present.
Committeeman Weber.
Here.
All right, proclamations and announcements. A reminder to everyone, twice a week garbage collection has stopped. So has summer. Garbage pickups are back to once a week, either Thursday or Friday. Recycling for the entire town remains on Wednesday. On Wednesday. Recycling remains on Wednesday. I don't want to be misquoted. Electronics recycling continues to be held the first Saturday of every month at the pool. DPW has also added the third Sunday of every month. Hours for both days are 7 a.m. to 11 a.m. When you pull in, because I dropped some stuff off this week, so I saw they have signs. Right when you pull in to your right-hand side, there are signs there, and the shed is there, and that's where you can drop your items off. I know there were a few people asking where drop-off was. Bulk waste is Wednesday, September 11th, and Thursday, September 12th. Farmers Market will continue on Mondays, 11 a.m. to 6 p.m. in front of the library until Monday, October 28th. And now we have a few proclamations. I'm going to first do... You know what? I'm going to do them out of order, if you don't mind. I'm going to start with pain awareness. So I'm going to bring... So, Ashley, you want to come up? She's like, no. See what I did with my kid? This is what I did. One of the neighbors. Whereas the U.S. has experienced a crisis in pain care with an estimated 100 million people in the U.S., 1 out of every 3 people in our country, and billions of people worldwide suffering daily with symptoms of chronic pain, yet they are unable to find help that provides adequate pain relief. Whereas chronic pain has been recognized as an epidemic affecting women, men, and children of all ages and races, and cost of over $635 billion annually to the U.S. And whereas people with chronic pain often live with both physical and emotional pain, along with extreme fatigue, sleep disorders, and impairment of memory and concentration. And whereas chronic pain can be debilitating, infringing upon one's ability to work and have any kind of quality of life, and medical professionals are inadequately educated on ways to help their patients. And whereas it is necessary, we recognize that 30 years of research has shown that educating patients on self-management techniques, supporting healthcare providers by expanding their toolboxes with evidence-based integrated approaches, and identifying more efficient care delivery models to provide access to evidence-based personal, social, and environmental resources that go beyond the doctor's office are necessities in helping people in pain. And whereas in 2016, Congress, the Department of Health and Human Services, the National Institutes of Health and Institute of Medicine recognized and released the National Pain Strategy, NPS, a blueprint for managing pain in the U.S. And whereas we believe the NPA mandates are vital in the efforts to reduce the number of people living in chronic pain, we pledge to support the NPS's mandates. And they are listed here, but I'm not going to continue to read because I don't think anybody wants to hear me continue to read. So now, therefore, I, Erica Du Bois, Mayor of the Township of Springfield, by virtue of the authority vested in me by the Constitution and laws of the Township of Springfield, County of Union, and State of New Jersey, hereby proclaim September 2019 as Pain Awareness Month. I urge all citizens to support those living in pain, their caregivers, and their healthcare providers. And I brought my friend Ashley up here because she brought this important month to our attention last year, and I wanted to invite her back this year and read a proclamation. And I don't know if she'd like to speak. Last year she spoke really eloquently about this issue, and I wanted to give her an opportunity if you wanted to speak tonight, or I could just present you a proclamation. So I'm just going to present Ashley with this proclamation and thank her for bringing this to our attention and for all the work you continue to do to make people aware of this. So thank you. I'll do this one next. I'm now going to do proclamation for Ovarian Cancer Awareness Month. Whereas each September, America calls attention to a deadly disease that affects thousands of women across our country. This year, over 22,000 women will develop ovarian cancer, and more than half will die of this disease. They are mothers and daughters, sisters and grandmothers, community members, and cherished friends. And in their absence, they leave in our hearts will be deeply felt forever. Whereas ovarian cancer is difficult to detect, and women are often not diagnosed until the disease has reached an advanced stage. And whereas early diagnosis of ovarian cancer can increase the survival rate to as high as 94%, and early detection of ovarian cancer is the best means of protecting women's lives from this disease. And whereas certain factors can reduce the risk of ovarian cancer and play an important role in its prevention. Whereas during National Ovarian Cancer Awareness Month, we honor those we have lost, show our support for women who bravely carry on the fight, and take action to lessen the tragic toll ovarian cancer takes on families. We stand with all those who have known the pain of ovarian cancer, and we rededicate ourselves to the pursuit of new and better ways to prevent, detect, and treat this devastating disease. Now, therefore, I, Erica Du Bois, Mayor of the Township of Springfield, on behalf of the Township Committee, do hereby proclaim September 2019 as Ovarian Cancer Awareness Month in the Township of Springfield, and by this action, let it be known that we extend a hand to all women battling ovarian cancer and pledge our support to them, to their families, and to the goal of defeating this disease. Do the next one.
Thank you, Mayor. I have a proclamation for Patriot Day and National Day of Service and Remembrance for September 11th, 2019. Whereas 18 years ago, the United States of America suffered an unprecedented national tragedy, and whereas on that fateful September morning, we were reminded that the great strength of America is found in the hearts and souls of its citizens, as we witness police officers, firefighters, rescue personnel, members of the military, and private citizens demonstrating extraordinary courage and risking their lives to save innocent victims. And our country, united in compassion as Americans, came together to provide relief and bring hope to others. And whereas in observance of the 16th anniversary of the September 11th attacks on America, which killed citizens from 92 different countries, and more particular Township residents Lee Adler and Joanne Hiltebridle, we hereby pay tribute to those lost and injured on 9/11, and the many who gave of themselves in service to their communities and to this country in the aftermath of the attack. And whereas on March 19, 2009, the United States Congress passed bipartisan legislation of authorizing the establishment of September 11th as a federally recognized National Day of Service and Remembrance, which President Barack Obama signed into law on April 21st, 2009. And whereas the President of the United States on September 11th, 2009 issued the Patriot Day Proclamation of Service and Remembrance, and calling upon all interested Americans to participate in this observance through moments of silence, the flying of the flag of the United States at half-staff, as well as community service and charitable activities in tribute and remembrance. Now, therefore, I, Erica Du Bois, Mayor of the Township of Springfield, on behalf of the Township Committee, do hereby proclaim September 11th, 2019, Patriot Day and National Day of Service and Remembrance, and encourage all citizens to join in remembering those who gave of themselves on September 11th, 2001.
And just to remind everyone, there will be a ceremony in front of Town Hall. You can assemble at 8:30 a.m. on September 11th, tomorrow. The ceremony will be at 8:45, followed by placing of the wreath at Adler Hiltebridle Community Garden on Wabeno Ave. So anyone who is available, it's obviously open to the public, so you can attend tomorrow. Union County POW/MIA Remembrance Day ceremony is Friday, September 13th at 11:15 a.m. at the courthouse in Elizabeth. There will be adult health screenings from the Madison Health Department Wednesday, September 25th, 8 to 10 a.m. Appointments are required. You can call 973-593-3079, extension 1, and we'll make sure to put that up on the Township website, Township Facebook page, just so you can get that number. Abundant Life Church is offering a free community dinner the second Wednesday of each month. They're located at 34 Fadham Road. They said it can be eat-in or take-out. They reached out to me just to share the information with the community. They have helped us in the past when we had that bad storm a year ago. They were at Chisholm helping out and volunteering, and they reached out and just wanted to do this for the community. They know it's back to school time. They just know families are incredibly busy, and they just wanted to let everybody know that the second Wednesday of every month, they're there if you'd like to stop by. Madison Health Department wants us to acknowledge, and we all want to acknowledge, that National Suicide Awareness Week is September 9th through the 15th. There will be a ceremonial swearing in of Probationary Patrol Officer Matthew P. Negron. Oh, all right. Do I have? Yeah, I know. But should I? Okay. I apologize. I skipped Red Ribbon Drug Prevention Walk and Family Fun Activities, October 19th at Nomahegan Park in Cranford from 10 a.m. to 2 p.m. Okay. Yeah, this is swearing. Is it down? Oh. I can see it down. With the best behaved children. I have 2 kids myself, they're so well behaved. This is like. He's like that. I, Matthew Negron, do solemnly swear that I will support the Constitution of the United States and the Constitution of the State of New Jersey, that I will bear true faith and allegiance to the same, and to the governments established in the United States and in this state under the authority of the people, and that I will faithfully, impartially, and justly perform all the duties of the office of, according to the best of my ability. So help me God.
Okay, I'll be quick.
Never.
It's hot in here. So again, thank you for allowing me to work towards getting my force back to the levels it needs to be at. Matt's coming on, replacing a retirement that we just had. So thank you for that, as always. I'll just say a few things. I want to thank everyone who's here, PD guys, friends and family of Matt. Usually we have other first responders here as well. Thank you everyone for coming out to support Matt. Just a few quick things about him. Matt was raised in Newark, New Jersey. He attended and graduated from Technology High School in 2007. He then attended and graduated from the Engine City Technical Institute in 2008 for diesel mechanics and refrigeration. If you can fix air conditioning, my office is horrible, so we have an issue with that.
Be very welcome here.
He then joined the Army National Guard in 2010, served 7 years as the team leader of a mortar platoon. He was promoted to the rank of sergeant and deployed once to the Kingdom of Bahrain. Not sure if I pronounced that correct, but in 2017, Matt joined the Union County Sheriff's Department, where he had worked in the Courthouse Security Division, and he attended the Sandler Academy as a sheriff's officer. And then I had to wait to steal him. I had to give him 2 years for the sheriff, so I can steal him to come here. Otherwise, I'd have to pay for him to come here from the sheriff. So it's this whole 2-year rule that they have. So thank you, your family. Thank you for entrusting him to us. We'll take good care of him. Believe me, we have a really good, strong family here, and we look out for each other. So thank you for that. And thank you, everyone, for attending again to show support for Matt. We're a real strong family here, I'd like to think. You could ask the guys standing in the back. I'm sure they'll tell you that, especially those who are taking the sergeant's test, which is coming up in a few weeks. So thank you for being here, showing support. We look forward to advancing and moving forward, as always, and I try to get nothing but the best for our residents as far as being in service to the town. Again, thank you, and have a great night.
Thank you, congratulations. Okay, we will take public comment on agenda items only. 5 minutes, time limit, just so you remember. Seeing, not about the Jets. Too sad.
Sorry. Still a good day. Jerry Fernandez, 393 Hillside Avenue. I just want to thank you for the Ovarian Cancer Proclamation, something we've continued now for quite a few years. My grandmother passed away from ovarian cancer at the age of 72, and now as I'm older, it doesn't seem as old as it did probably back then. But the thing is, and if you don't mind me speaking on it a little bit, she had gone to 2 different doctors, and they both did not diagnose it. The third doctor did, but by the time it was diagnosed, it was in the 3rd stage. So ovarian cancer's nickname is the silent killer for that reason. It's very hard to detect, and since this is on TV and hopefully the public's watching a little bit, I always like to talk a little bit about it just to bring it out. And the one constant thing that you talk to women who have had or have ovarian cancer is they just don't feel right. There's something not right. They feel bloated. They feel full when they're having dinner. They get full early, and they know their body. So what I like to tell women is, and I don't like to tell women a lot of things, but what I suggest is you know your body better than anyone else. And if something doesn't feel right, find out why, and keep finding out until you know why. And again, I think the earlier it's found, the better the odds are of survival. It's just, again, very hard to detect because the symptoms are common symptoms. So thank you again for keeping this, and hopefully we can continue to do this every year and bring awareness of this horrible disease. So thank you.
Thank you, appreciate it. Any other public comment? Okay, move on to finance.
Reports. I'd like to make a motion to accept the total amount of payroll and vouchers for the period from August 14th, 2019 to September 10th, 2019 in the amount of $11,579,669.98.
I'll second that.
Committeeman Kaiser?
Yes.
Committeeman Weber?
Yes.
Deputy Mayor Capides?
Yes.
Committeeman Huber?
Yes.
Mayor Du Bois?
Yes. Minutes and reports.
I would like to make a motion to adopt the joint meeting minutes with the Board of Education on July 16th, 2019 as emailed.
I will second that also.
All in favor?
Aye.
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 I abstain.
Chris.
I'd like to make a motion to approve the workshop meeting minutes of July 15th, regular and executive minutes of July 16th as emailed.
Second.
Aye.
All in favor?
Aye.
I abstain.
From both?
From executive, please.
Special meeting minutes.
Again, Chris.
Chris?
I would like to make a motion to adopt the special meeting minutes, I can't talk tonight, of August 8th,
This is what happens when you don't have a
2019,
preseason.
and regular meeting minutes of August 13th, 2019 as emailed.
Second. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. I would like to make a motion to adopt the regular meeting minutes of September 13th, 2019 as emailed.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
We will accept the Union County Transportation Advisory Board draft meeting minutes of July 10th, 2019 as submitted. New business ordinances, we have a second reading.
I would like to make a motion to adopt ordinance 2019-11. Do I read this? This ordinance amends the Township Code to increase the number of permit parking spaces in municipal parking lot number 1.
I'll second that one.
And it was publicized in a local source on September 19th, 2019.
Any public comments? Okay, any discussion up here?
No.
Okay.
No, I think it's a great idea.
I'm glad it worked out.
I'm not the public. I'm mixing up today.
Well, I'm just glad it worked out. I hope it resolves the issue that was at hand earlier this summer, and I appreciate everybody who put their heads together on it, Committee Kaiser, John.
We spent a long
Myself-
Friday. I remember it.
There was a lot of work that went into it, but I'm glad hopefully it will
And
work
Mayor,
out.
I can testify that I tend to walk over to the Hershey Building probably 3 times a week. I walk through the lot, I check all the stickers, making sure, and I see patrol going through there on a regular basis, so.
I haven't heard anything in a while, so I think it's working positively, so that's a good thing. Okay, we have no first readings, so move on to resolutions. We will adopt them by
Take a
consent.
roll call vote for
Oh, I'm sorry, yeah. After all that work, we better make it official.
Committeeman Kaiser.
Yes.
Committeeman Weber.
Yes.
Deputy Mayor Capides.
Yes.
Committeeman Huber.
Yes.
Mayor DuBois.
Yes, yes, yes. All right, we have no first readings, and we're going to move on to resolutions. We will adopt them by consent. If you would like anything pulled, I'm sorry, I just flipped to the next page. I thought it said Mr. Rogers. But if you would like anything pulled, just let me know. It just totally caught my attention.
It's okay.
All right, Resolution 2019-247, 2019-248, 2019-249, 2019-250, 2019-251, 2019-252, 2019-253, 2019-254, 2019-255, 2019-256, 2019-257.
Can we pull?
Sure.
256?
257.
257, we're pulling.
All right.
2019-258, 2019-259, 2019-260, 2019-261, 2019-262, and that would be all.
No, pull 2019-260, please.
Oh, we're going to pull 2019-260. Okay. So would anybody like to?
Mayor, I'd like to make a motion to accept proclamations 219, 247, 248, 249, 250, 251, 252, 253, 254, 255, 256, 258, 259, and 261,
One more.
262.
and 262.
Second.
All in favor?
Committeeman Huber.
Yes.
Deputy Mayor Capides.
Yes.
Committeeman Kaiser.
Yes.
Committeeman Weber.
Yes.
Mayor DuBois.
Yes. Okay, the first one we pulled was 2019-257.
This resolution authorizes a grant agreement between the Township of Springfield and the State of New Jersey by and for the Department of Environmental environmental protection in the amount of $48,000 to fund the project of purchase, installation, and maintenance of 8 Level 2 charge point dual point charging stations to be installed at 44 Morrison Road.
I just wanted to make a mention. I saw a bunch of other towns who also got the grant, and we're making everyone well aware, and it's an important matter, Something simple like this goes a long way in showing that we're committed to sustainability and making sure that we're committed to joining our fellow counterparts across this country and making sure that we're committed to climate change. And this is the kind of ways that we're going to get there, and making sure that we have a planet for all of us to live on in the future. As the youngest one here, I want to stay on a planet that has clean air and clean water, and this is the kind of common sense solutions that'll get us there.
Thank you.
With that, I'd like to make a motion to approve Resolution 2019-257 as read by Madam Clerk.
I second.
Deputy Mayor Capides?
Yes.
Committeeman Kaiser?
Of course.
Committeeman Huber?
Yes.
Committeeman Weber?
Yes.
Mayor DuBois?
Yes. 2019-260.
This resolution,
Okay.
this resolution accepts the retirement of Sergeant Matthew Lynch and improves the coverage of medical benefits for him and his qualifying family members in accordance with the applicable collective negotiations agreement, the Township Code, and state and federal law.
Disability? Retirement?
No.
His retirement,
Just
Is it-
regular
Yeah,
retirement?
it's 25 years.
yes.
I'll say something for Matt. I know Matt growing up, grew up around the corner from my house. Good, he was a good kid, that was a man, but he's been on for just over 25 years, a little over 25 years. He's done a good job. I wish him all the best. I know his family. I wish him all the best.
Wish him good luck in his retirement.
Yep.
I second all of that.
I'll make a motion to accept Resolution 2019-260 is read by Madam Clerk.
I'll second that.
Committeeman Huber?
Yes.
Committeeman Weber?
Yes.
Deputy Mayor Capides?
Yes.
Committeeman Kaiser?
Yes.
Mayor DuBois?
Yes. Okay. We will move on to discussion and action item. Accept the resignation of Jonathan Saglow as the alternate member of the Springfield Board of Adjustment with a term expiring December 31st, 2020.
I'll make a motion to accept that.
I will second.
Committeeman Weber?
Yes.
Committeeman Kaiser?
Yes.
Deputy Mayor Capides?
Yes.
Committeeman Huber?
Yes.
Mayor DuBois?
Yes.
I just want to say something. He moved.
Yeah,
He
he
was
moved,
a
so.
great young man and was well versed in it. He had a master's, I think, in public planning. We unfortunately lost him to Jersey City, so can't fault him there. It's a funnier city, but
Somewhat.
we will be missed on the Board of Adjustments.
And the mayor announces the appointment of Harris Laufer as an alternate member of the Board of Adjustment to fill the unexpired term of Jonathan Sagalow, expiring December 31st, 2020.
I make the motion.
A second. Do we have to vote on that? We didn't vote on that, did we? Okay, I'll second it. All in favor?
All in favor? All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
I don't think,
Then we have to vote.
I think that's an
It's
appointment.
appointment,
Okay.
Yeah. You know.
all your committees.
Any unfinished business? Okay, just want to acknowledge the correspondence, Cranford Resolution 2019-290, urging legislature to increase property tax deduction for senior citizens and veterans. We've discussed this at previous meetings.
I think we did it.
We definitely did, yeah.
Yeah.
I remember you brought it up previously. I think it was a July meeting,
Yeah.
possibly. Westfield Land Use Ordinances 21, 43, 44, and 45. Cranford Notice of Public Hearing on Proposed Reexamination Report, September 18th and 25th, 8 p.m. Cranford Municipal Building. New Jersey Motor Vehicle Commission, hours Monday through Friday, 8 a.m. to 4:30, and Saturday, 8 a.m. to 3:30. Comcast PEG additions to Comcast of Union Channel Line. JCP&L, notice of filing and public hearing for basic generation service changes, 9/18/2019, 1:30 p.m. Morris County Administration and Records Building, 10 Court Street in Morristown. We'll now take public comment on any governmental,
Before you go there, I just want to say a few things.
okay,
Saturday, the mayor was there,
no.
they honored Jeff Torberg. I don't know if any of you remember Jeff. He caught 3 no-hitters, caught a perfect game, one of them was a perfect game by Sandy Koufax, I do believe.
That's right.
And it was great to see the people from the town. I don't know how many people remember Harry Weinerman. He's doing the cleaners over here. He was there. Manny, I forget his last name. He was the vice principal of the high school when my kids went there, Ferrera. That's right. But there were a lot of people who I haven't seen in years show up to honor Jeff. Willie Randolph was there. Al Leiter was there.
Jay Horowitz of the
Jay
Mets was there.
Horowitz. I mean, it was a great thing to see.
I didn't get a chance to meet him.
You know, them honor him after all these years. They named a field after him, a Little League field.
Beautiful field.
Which was good, I feel. I mean, well deserved. And tomorrow is very close to me, as all you know. I like to make sure the town, high school and everywhere else, has a moment of silence then, at 8:45, whatever, you know, whatever time it is. Because what they did to us then will never be forgotten. That's it.
Thank you. Public comment on any governmental issue.
Wendy Jones, 158 Milltown Road, Springfield, New Jersey. This is the question that 2019-257, that's for electrical vehicles, the charging station?
Yes.
That's what that's for? Okay, thank you.
You're welcome.
Jerry Fernandez, 393 Hillside Avenue. I'm wondering if you can give us a little update on Sarah Bailey building. Anything going on with that building?
No, not yet.
No, you haven't-
Okay. What was my other question? That was quick.
You see, Mr. Gomes is moving.
Oh,
the garbage
that's
out
good.
there.
I'm glad you brought that up because that was it.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Oh, wait, and also,
Was what was the situation? Because I know we had we were supposed to have a couple meetings on the planning board and they were canceled on that. What's the situation with that parking for that property? I know, is that going to be across the street at Duffy's lot or is it the DMV building?
It isn't,
Go ahead.
well, nobody ever agreed and signed anything to go across the street at the DMV parking lot.
That's you bring up a good point. When they went through the planning board back almost 2 years now, I guess, or more, 2 or 3 years, and it's hard to remember 3 years ago with all the meetings, but where did we leave that off then? Wasn't that approved by then? Didn't it have to be approved by then?
Yeah, but nothing was ever signed, nothing was ever, so it is not, as far as I remember when you were sitting up here, Duffy's Corner is where we agreed to have him park. If you remember.
Well, I don't know if we ever had a final agreement from the Township committee, but maybe from the planning board. That's what I'm not, that's what I'm not
I think
sure.
we did. I remember doing it.
Okay.
I thought we did. I mean,
So, but as of now, it's still kind of open in discussion, or where's that at?
Well, I know, yeah.
I don't find anything signed off on the parking.
No, so, you know.
Okay, so when it goes in
Where?
front of the planning board,
Yeah.
that still is going to be
Yeah.
a
I thought it was.
issue then, I guess, right? We have to figure out how many, okay, just,
No, I didn't.
because I know they had mentioned that it was kicked over here, so I just wasn't
They
sure.
wanted it. And they said, you know,
What was it? I'm sorry.
I think they want it across the street from them, but
Right, I mean, personally, I think across the street, you got to watch those businesses over there count on that parking. And
Right.
as someone who has a restaurant, every spot counts and everything's important, and you're talking about quite a few businesses there. Now, I don't know with the DMV building, you know, at the end after 5 o'clock, what you got going on, but I don't know, just my 2 cents in there, but, all right, thank you very much.
thank you. John, I'm sorry, you wanted 5
I'm
minutes.
sorry, John.
Oh, okay. Oh, you're good. Hello.
William Sinkowitz, 21 Walnut Court. I'm the mayor of Walnut Court, because nobody else ever comes. I got Chris was there and saw Walnut Court. Something happened with the survey when they first dug at Larkin's land. And they come and resurveyed it and went over, 3 more feet into Walnut Court. Now it's not even 11 feet wide.
No?
So tonight coming here, I had to back up twice because people are coming off Morris Avenue. It's a busy little place. I mean, you just don't believe it. This saw it. He didn't have to back up, but he would be pissed if Coach Joe. He would be mad if he had to back up. So what are we doing? Are we working on this? Or are we just pushing it aside because nobody's saying anything other than myself?
No, it's not being pushed aside. I know it's been
No, there's
ongoing. I don't think there's an easy resolution.
There's
It's
not
not
an
being
easy
pushed
solution
aside.
to it, as you know.
Yeah.
I mean,
We've all been down there to look, and we're not disagreeing. We're just,
yeah, we just haven't come to a resolution on how to best fix it. It's very difficult. But I'll talk to Mr. Disco again, our engineer, in the morning. I know both he and I went over there and looked at it.
Okay. Because what I'm thinking, and I know I talked to Margaret, and she said she had it in her head on how she was going to do
It
the
didn't work.
traffic. It didn't work. I'm saying to come off Church Mall, come down there, our street, which is a right-of-way, and make it one-way in. Come down, make it one-way in.
Okay, then
so-
how did the delivery trucks for the Domino's location get there? You can't make the turn at the
Domino's
end.
is illegal ever since they've been coming here, and I fought them for years. They park on Morris Avenue, or they would park right in Walnut Court, and nobody could get in and out other than going into.
But I've seen them come in and go into Domino's in the back. If that's one way only coming out,
There was one tractor trailer that
well,
went
tractor
there.
trailer can't get, yeah,
He was
struggled.
stuck.
Yeah.
He was stuck.
a tractor trailer went in?
Tractor trailer tried to go in the
I
back.
couldn't go in there with mine.
Moore's Head goes back there with no problems at all. He delivers the Sioux and whatever, the campus sub. And a matter of fact, he was there yesterday. Easy in. The garbage trucks seem to not mind going there at 5:30 in the morning and blasting the can all over the place. But they make it. So, and
Yeah,
pick
but
up
I
the
think
seven.
if you come in the opposite way, I don't think those trucks can make the turn
Yeah.
at the end of Walnut Court. That's where our problem is.
Right.
That's such a sharp turn, and it's so narrow.
Right.
I think we got a pinch point there.
Right.
We've got to try to figure out, can we get some more land down there?
Well, who, is it ever settled who owns that land?
We own that,
To the fence.
yeah.
Oh,
but
you
the
do?
problem is that we don't own, obviously, the corner of the graveyard, and I think we need a radius to be able to make the turn. So there's got to be some further discussion to see if we could possibly gain a little bit of space there.
Okay. All right.
It's not being ignored.
No,
We did just,
it's just not an easy
Mayor will
answer.
be back. I'll be back.
You're always welcome.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Thank you.
Thank you. Would you like 5 minutes, John?
if you would, I would love
Absolutely.
to. I just wanted to bring everybody up to date on a few things. Speaking of our redevelopments, Charlie Larkin's property, SPD sale, all the permits have been issued, foundation should be started the week of 9/15. The Wawa, the signal is up, it's not operational yet, but again, the site work is nearing completion. By the end of this month, they should turn it over to the people that actually will build the Wawa. The Gomes property that we discussed a few minutes ago, engineering has reviewed the architectural plans and elevations. Mike Disco has about 12 to 15 small items that need to be cleaned up. Keenan Hughes, our planner, right now is looking at that to make his comments. And once that is done, then we will get him to the planning board, should everything be copacetic and lined up. I don't know if anybody's aware, we had a problem at Krispy Kreme. They had traffic backing up onto the highway. So we've got new traffic flow that we're working on. What the plan is right now, at least temporarily, is that you will pull in and go all the way down to the end of the lot and then come back up around. Right now, you come in and you make the first left after the front parking lot. They had cars backed up out on Route 22. Not a great idea. Second thing was, from what we can tell, there was no variance granted for a drive-up. So they need to come back in and get a variance for a drive-up window. What's that? Saks is supposed to go to the planning board on the 26th. And I just wanted to give you a reval update. By next week, hopefully, we are going to be bringing to the committee our recommendation, our team's recommendation on who the company is that will be doing the reval. They also have agreed they'll come out as many times as we want, sit down with all the residents, explain what they do, how they do it, when they'll be there, et cetera, can ask any questions you would like. So we'll hopefully have that wrapped up shortly. I just wanted to bring you up to date a little bit on where we are on roads, what we've done so far this year. Paving project. Okay, so for the streets completed, we did Colonial, Archbridge Lane from Milltown to Craig, Riverside Drive, Hobart Place. By the state DOT grant, we did Salter and Brook. Laurel Drive section, the work that was done by PSC&G, which was the agreement that we had with them. They did Laurel Drive from Milltown to Hemlock, Redwood, Full, Mill and Pave. We also did Woodside and Shadow Lawn. Other repairs completed by our roadside assistant. There's a bunch. We did Springbrook, Skylark, Washington, Wabeno, Milltown, Sherwood, Gregory Road, Nelson, Mountain View, Kimberly, Woodside, and Milltown again in basin repair. Sorry, Woodside and Milltown, last one were basin repairs. In the fall, we're also looking at the following. We're looking at Hemlock, Cypress, Sycamore, and Dogwood. Union County, I think as everybody's probably seen, has begun South Springfield. They've done some curbing work and the handicap ramps. They're about 3/4 of the way done. The paving on that will be done during the evening from 7 p.m. to 5 a.m. to try to not impact school traffic or commuter traffic. On our I wanted to give you a quick update. We had a couple of problems that we didn't anticipate we ran into. We needed to get another app. The one that we were originally given did not perform as it should have. We also needed to get another laptop. That has been done. We're going to get some results. Actually, they're into K&K right now to analyze. We've gone out again and we've placed more of the detectors. We've moved them. We've placed them in other locations. It's a slow process, going to take us time. So just, you got to bear with us a little bit, but we're out there working on it. We also want to talk about having, in the workshop, we're going to ask the fire department on their inspection when they go in when a house is sold to check sump pumps also. We're doing it at the building department. We want the fire department to do it also because we got to see where people are discharging their sump pumps. That could be part of our, what we're paying for clean water, basically, sending it into the system. I think that's all I had at the moment. If anybody has any questions at any time, I'm there every day. My office is open. Call, come in. I'll show you, tell you anything that you need.
Before we start.
He didn't mean us, he meant the public.
Oh, well,
Here we did. No, going, before we go out to the public, you know, reevaluating the houses, I want to make sure we go over and introduce some of the people to the seniors at the senior center. I want to make sure because, you know, people are going to try and rip people off. And that's what I'm definitely afraid of with the older people. You know, 2 people show up and all of a sudden.
No, and we anticipated that they will have identification on them, so they'll be notified beforehand what to look for.
And I know that I've spoken to people in other communities who have had this done where they take the pictures of the people who are going to be doing this and put them up on like the township website so you know
Well, that's good.
in
You know,
advance.
they can do that.
So, yeah, so I think that's something we can do so people know, you know, they'll be familiar with who they're going
And then
to see.
also I'd like to make sure the police know what neighborhoods they're going into.
Not a
That,
problem.
You know, that section, so if they're, like, on Hillside, and we got somebody on Rose Avenue, he knows.
Yep,
He knows.
not a problem.
Okay.
And we will bring them in before anything gets done. So we'll all have a chance to question them and et cetera, et cetera.
I appreciate it.
I had just 3 points on what you went over. The first one, Committeeman Huber covered about, the first point, the meetings, you know, making sure that we have as many as possible with all different stakeholders within the town, both day and night, and also for them to be clearly identified. I think that's awesome. I have a question about the new traffic light. I know that's been a issue that's talked about. Do you know, and maybe Chief, maybe you know, do they still have the same process where first the light is wrapped up, then it's like blinking yellow, and then it's operational? Are they doing that? Or I guess my question is, do we know
For
when
the
this
Walla
light,
location.
when this light is going to be operational? Or it's gonna
I don't
start
have
up?
a date on it. The only thing I can tell you is that they are not allowed to open until that light is fully operational.
Okay.
And I would assume, and Chief, correct me if I'm wrong, I would assume that PD will, at some point, look at it and make sure that it is working. I would think your eyes will be on it.
I mean, state's involved, but they haven't really given us much info on it, but.
Right. Yeah.
And also, we will be having a lot of, with the paving projects, can we just make it known throughout town, Facebook channel, if people were having issues about any type of paving, who they can call, who they can contact, beyond PSE&G, someone in town that we can have a point person to address any residents concerned with the paving?
Before anything is paved, notices are put out on each door. Residents know exactly when and who's gonna be there. But we can, I'll make sure Jen puts something again out on our Facebook and website, not a problem.
That's all I had, thank you.
Thank you.
I got some, all right. I'm gonna go back to our construction, our Gomes building and everything else. As a resident, it is painfully slow to watch them move a brick at a time. Okay? As somebody who's sitting up here, and I said this before I got up in this position, I was able to guarantee that no one that ever sat up here delayed construction at all. We would all like to see this, just as you, at your point when you were up here, everybody wants to see this thing move along as possible. It is nothing that we are doing here to delay anything. It is just the way the process is. I had to eat that one as a resident that's sitting up here now, and, we are going through all the channels that we have to go through to get this construction done, but it is sometimes just the way it is. I don't like it, but we're trying our best on it to make it move along. I wish they were all like Wawa. How's that?
Can I make a comment on what I think you're specifically referring to? The one thing I want to make sure everybody understands, it's more important to get it right than to get it done.
Yep.
And in the one that you're referring to, it's kind of been a full-time job, kind of herding cats to make sure that everything that's in the agreement is being done accordingly. So we've got to hold people's feet to the fire, and sometimes that delays things, but I'd rather see it. We're going to be living with this building for the next 75 years. I want to make sure we get everything in there we're supposed to get.
And Jones has been doing this, that I know of, for 25 to 30 years. Has been taking his buildings down and redoing it, so we got a lot further in the last 5 years, 7 years, whatever it is, than we should have had.
As soon as we okay that his plans are good, he's going to produce a milestone schedule for us, which I will share with everyone. Should be within hopefully the next week or so.
And we are, just so people know, we have the planning board has the right to refuse any material. I do believe that's part of the contract. I know we talked about that when he.
Keenan is going over that with a fine-tooth comb.
Yeah.
Redevelopment plan itself, there's
Yes.
Certain things he has to put. He
But-
can't use garbage.
But just so, I want to just be perfectly clear, if it's not on the drawing, it doesn't exist. And our concern is that once he gets going, if it's, and any of them.
Yeah.
Once they get going, if it's not on that drawing and it's not, approved, we'll never get an extra nail going forward. So we want to make sure everything is what it's supposed to be.
Okay.
Correct.
Thank you.
Thank you. Okay, we're going to be heading into executive session, and we will not be taking action.
I make a motion to head into executive session.
Second.
All right.
Aye.
I just want to take a picture of this ramp.
I don't, I wrote on mine.
Do you have a clean agenda for the time?
Well, yeah, I believe this is, no, one of these is clean, one of
Are you
these.
from the board? No. You're not. Are you from the board of education? Oh, no.
I don't know
This is clean.
No.
Perfect. I can get it back onto my social media.
Oh,
game
my
here.
gosh.
To executive session.